bringing something special to the table, then that's regardless of what the world values or not.
I didn't count you. You know, no bending and all.
I'm just the guy in the group who's regular.
This is a universal truth. You are either improving, and that's a self-reinforcing cycle, or you're spiraling downwards.
Yeah.
There is no such thing as static.
I would be honored if you would teach me.
Humility is not self-loathing. It is, I have a lot to learn, and I know that I can.
The truth is, I don't know if I am worthy.
I see.
Arrogance is the counterfeit of confidence. Arrogance comes from, I am superior to you, whereas confidence says, I know what I'm good at, and I see what you're good at. That it doesn't have to be you, me, or one or the other.
This is my fight. Alone.
Friendly mushroom! Mushy giant friend!
Hello and welcome to Cinema Therapy. I'm Jonathan Decker, licensed therapist who loves movies. Way over there
Is Alan Seawright, a professional filmmaker who needs therapy, and we're joined by...
Hi, I'm Bryson, and I'm the biggest Avatar nerd, and I heard they were talking about it, and so I just materialized, so.
Bryson. If you missed our Meet the Robinsons episode, Bryson is best known for his, not just work on, but being the brainchild, the brain trust, Wonder Kid, something, Wonderkind. How is that pronounced?
I don't know.
Can we fix that with editing? Or is it?
No, we're live.
Of Haminations, which is a fantastic YouTube channel of family-friendly animation and comedy. Family-friendly-ish.
Mostly.
Family-friendly-ish.
Mostly family-friendly.
Mostly.
It's family-friendly if your family's like my family.
So today we're doing a Psychology of a Hero on...
Saka, the homie. We love Saka here.
Yes, we do.
It's the quenchiest!
So today we're going to be talking about balancing confidence and humility, and his journey from somebody who is arrogant and insecure to somebody who is confident and humble, and what that looks like. So without further ado, let's dive in.
Stop bugging her, Airhead. You need to give girls space when they do their sewing.
What does me being a girl have to do with sewing?
Simple. Girls are better at fixing pants than guys, and guys are better at hunting and fighting and stuff like that. It's just the natural order of things.
All done with your pants? And look what a great job I did.
Girls. Wait, I was just kidding. I can't wear these. Katara, please.
I have some major beef with the live action show. It has some good visuals, but they completely removed Sokka's sexism because they're like, oh, sexism is bad. It's like, yeah, did you watch the show? He learns how to not do that.
It's called the character arc.
Yes, so
You
they just
start at a bad place and you end up at a good place. If you start at a good place and end up at a good place, it's boring as swear words.
Oh, I did it again. Oh, God. Oh!
So arrogance comes from a place of, it's two things. It's one, believing that you have it all figured out, which makes you unteachable. Because if you're no longer curious, and it also comes from insecurity. Here's the thing about arrogance. It's counterfeit confidence.
I'm as proud as ever.
Prince Zuko, pride is not the opposite of shame, but its source.
Real confidence says I can admit when I'm wrong. Real confidence says teach me. Real confidence says I don't have it all figured out. Real confidence comes from humility, and that's kind of what we're going to be talking about here. Because he is insecure, he masks it with I know everything, I am superior, boys are better than girls, right? Like he's got this whole thing, and he needs to be taken down a peg, and he is in such a glorious manner. Look, we know there are some things in life that you have to compromise on.
Like Sokka finally wearing a Kyoshi warrior dress so that he can train with them and learn the ways of the fan.
But when it comes to your health, there is no room for compromise.
And this is why you should check out ZocDoc. You can find and book doctors who make you feel comfortable and listened to while prioritizing your health.
You can search by location, availability, and insurance.
So there are literally no compromises. With ZocDoc, you've got more options than you know.
ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare highly rated, in-network doctors near you.
And instantly book appointments with them online. We're talking about in-network appointments with more than 100,000 healthcare providers across every specialty, from mental health to dental health, eye care to skin care, and much more. These doctors all have verified reviews from actual patients, many of them human.
And when you're searching for a doctor, you can filter for ones who take your insurance, are located near you, and who treat basically any condition that you are looking for.
And the typical wait time to see a doctor that you booked on ZocDoc is only 24 to 72 hours, and you can even score same-day appointments.
Since I recently moved to a new town, I'm going to use ZocDoc to find and book great doctors near me.
So stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/cinematherapy to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/cinematherapy.
ZocDoc.com/cinematherapy.
ZocDoc.com. ZocDoc.com.
Show yourselves, cowards! Who are you? Where are the men who ambushed us?
There were no men. We ambushed you. Now tell us, who are you and what are you doing here?
Wait a second, there's no way a bunch of girls took us down.
A bunch of girls, huh? The Unagi's gonna eat well tonight. No, don't hurt him. He didn't mean it. My brother's just an idiot sometimes. It's my fault.
Like you were talking about earlier, the unteachability of someone who claims to have it all figured out. It's such a difficult thing to navigate.
Yeah.
I feel like the only reliable path is just kind of take some distance and
man.
all right, because I don't know how to politely say, no, trust me, you need it. You are wrong. Trust me, I promise you are wrong.
Yeah. That's such a teenage thing, I feel. I mean, some people never move past it, but to be like, no, everyone else around me is stupid, and I alone possess this great wisdom that I've acquired at my, I don't know, what is he, 14, 15?
Yes, he's he's around that age. And it's just funny to me because if any of these people's lives are anything like mine, it's have you not seen how often your life tells you that you're incredibly capable of being wrong? Because for me, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
Well, that's the blind confidence that he charges into every situation with when he's wrong so often.
You'd think he would learn.
He does, by the end of the show, but it's obviously this has been happening his whole life.
Yeah.
All right, you stand over there.
So easy to play
Now,
into his ego.
This may be a little tough, but try to block me. Good. Of course, I was going easy on you.
Of course.
Let's see. That does it.
Just getting spun.
Anything else you want to teach us?
Big anime eyes.
It's so good.
Okay.
Here's one thing I love about Sokka. We've been ragging on him a bit, and he deserves it so far. The moment you show him that he's wrong, the moment that he actually sees where the gap in his knowledge is, he no longer fights it. He accepts it and he pivots. And that is admirable.
Hey, Suki.
Hoping for another dance lesson?
No, well, let me explain.
Spit it out. What do you want?
I would be honored if you would teach me.
Even if I'm a girl?
I'm sorry if I insulted you earlier. I was wrong.
We normally don't teach outsiders, let alone boys.
Please make an exception. I won't let you down.
All right. But you have to follow all of our traditions.
Of course.
And I mean all of them.
Do I really have to wear this? It feels a little girly.
It's a warrior's uniform. You should be proud. The silk thread symbolizes a brave blood that flows through our veins. The gold insignia represents the honor of the warrior's heart.
Bravery and honor.
Hey, Saka. Nice dress.
So good. It's so good.
But here he demonstrates humility, accountability, which we all know I love, but then perspective taking. Because he's uncomfortable because he's seeing this through his lens. And the same lens Aang would see this through, which is nice dress, right? But he's listening to why it matters to them.
Yeah.
And this is essential for growth and growing in actual humility. When you go from I have it all figured out to I have so much to learn, it puts you in such a great position to level up. And the fact is, Sokka, until this point, was never going to level up. He was never going to become a leader. He was never going to become a hero. He was going to be a mediocre male who thought he was a great...
Bulldozing his way through life I know what's right.
Yeah.
We all know
Growth
that guy.
mindset. We love it. We love growth mindset here.
Well, and one of the things that I love about Sokka as a character is they don't radically changed the character at the end of the show. At the end of the show, he's still sticking his foot way up his mouth.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, he's just jamming it in there.
We'll have to be fast, but careful.
How is that careful?
He just never does the same stupid thing twice. He's always finding some new way to be stupid. Which is...
He's just like me, for real.
Well, and honestly, as a writer, that's hard work.
Yeah.
Because you've got to start plumbing the depths of like, okay, how else can this guy be dumb?
Yeah.
Because he's dumb, like,
but he's
not.
He's also
But he is.
a brilliant, like, strategist. Like with the invasion on the Fire Nation, and then of course with the his whole airship thing, where he took down the entire Fire Nation air fleet. Just him, Toph, and Suki. Like, it really shows him step into his like leadership. At the beginning of the show, he can't even lead a small group of boys. Like they can't. They don't listen. They're like, hey, can I go to the bathroom?
And he thinks he can.
Yeah, and then he goes to leading an entire invasion and then effectively using their assets to take down the Fire Nation air fleet.
But first, he has to confront some deep-rooted beliefs about himself that are limiting him.
Yeah.
I miss the love.
Boo-hoo, poor heroes.
This is right after he just watched them amazingly,
Touched your smoked sea slug.
like, stop a fire.
All you guys can do this awesome bending stuff, like putting out forest fires and flying around and making other stuff fly around. I can't fly around, okay? I can't do anything.
That's coming from the man who got the moon to fall in love with him.
And who keeps us laughing with sarcastic comments all the time? I mean, look at Katara's hair, right? What's up with that?
What? What's wrong with my hair?
Nothing. I was just trying to...
Look, I appreciate the effort, but the fact is, each of you is so amazing and so special, and I'm not. I'm just the guy in the group who's regular.
Aw. It is very sad to see Sokka so down in the dumps, and like what he's saying like has truth to it, but he's letting that become so like detrimental and like negative self-talking himself and like, oh, like I suck, you guys are just so good at this and I'm just not, and he's not really at the point where he can step into what makes him unique.
He doesn't have superpowers does not equal I'm not special or worth anything.
Right.
Right? So he accurately diagnosed, I don't have any superpowers. I can't fly around.
Yeah, comparison is the thief of joy, and there's such a big problem with that today because there's social media. It's like, oh, look how hot this person is, look how talented this person is, look how, and like, if you're just focusing on that, it is so easy to get defeated. It's like, all right, well, I'm never going to be able to do that, so why even try? And that is, we hate fixed mindset. Don't do it. It's not good. It won't help you. It sucks. And I hate it.
Anyone, even people who are great at stuff, suck at something. Just ask Michael Jordan about his baseball career.
What?
Hey, he's way better at baseball than you.
I never said he wasn't. and so Sokka is sitting here comparing himself to what they could do, but they already see, Sokka, you're a leader. Sokka, you lift our spirits.
He's funny.
They value that more than he does. He thinks, oh, big deal, I'm funny. It's like, no, listen, when you're dealing with major heavy weight in your life,
All
like
the
they
crap
are,
we're dealing with, we need to laugh sometimes.
Yeah, how huge that is. So, but
sure.
Sokka does something great here, which is he decides to take up a skill. He decides, well, I could be a swordsman. Then I could contribute in battle. That's something that I could learn to do.
Master, my name is Sokka, and I wish to be instructed in the way of the sword.
Saka. That's an unusual name.
Oh, really? Where I come from, the Fire Nation colonies, it's a pretty normal name for Fire Nation colonials.
Let me guess. You've come hundreds of miles from your little village where you're the best swordsman in town, and you think you deserve to learn from the master.
Well, actually, I've been all over the world.
Yep, here we go.
And I know one thing for sure. I have a lot to learn.
You're not doing a very good job of selling yourself.
I know. Your butler told me that when I met you, I would have to prove my worth. But the truth is, I don't know if I am worthy.
I see. Well then, let's find out together how worthy you are. I will train you.
Well, he showed there that he was trainable.
Yeah.
Like, I've been working with a personal trainer for like a exercise and stuff, and he's told me, he's like Bryson, you are a sponge. You're so good at soaking up the material because you're good at admitting when you know nothing about something. I'm like, hey, I don't know. Like, I can't do it if you don't give me very specific instructions. And that is a very important step, and this can be applied to so many aspects of life, be that like spirituality or just trying to get good at something. It's a very important step as long as you're not like shaming yourself. Like you can be like, hey, I don't know what to do here.
Yeah, there's a big difference between, hey, I don't know what to do here and I never will, and hey, I don't know what to do here. What's the first step so I can start getting to, like, I think I can be where you're at, but it's gonna take a long time.
Yeah.
Right?
Throughout this episode, Sokka, like, he surprised Master Piandao there, and he continues to surprise him throughout the episode with his unique approach to things. And it's funny, and from an outside perspective, they see him unuseful. He, like, makes a mess out of, like, the rocks and, like, tries to do a painting, and it's not very good.
Yeah.
But his unique approach to things, like, you bring something special to the table, and that's regardless of what the world values or not, or what the people around you value or not. Yeah. And you should find your people who do value you for that, but it's so easy to discount the things you are good at. It's like, oh, well, it's easy to me, and so therefore it's not impressive. And it's like, no, there are people that can't do that. You have talents, and you have stuff that you're good at, depending on how you're doing it. It's not cocky or arrogant to be like, this is a strength of mine. I'm good at this. And it's okay to like step into that and get further along in your self-love journey, because if you're not loving yourself and you're not talking to yourself kindly, just how Sokka was doing, it's so easy to get down in the dumps and be like, oh, I'm just useless, like I can't even... It's kind of like a cup with a hole in it. It doesn't matter how many people are filling you up, it's just going to drain out
the bottom. What I love watching this right here is he's already taken the humility he gained with Suki, and he's bringing it to this situation, right?
Yeah, early season 1, Sokka is not gonna do this well with Master Piandao, right? Like,
well, he would have gotten thrown out.
Yeah.
Because he would have come in talking about his accomplishments, how he's the best warrior in his village. I mean, literally,
I'm the big strong man.
I mean, literally, I'm the best warrior in my village is what he said to Suki.
Yep.
And with the Swordmaster, if he had said that, you're out of here.
You've had a good first day of training.
I have? But I thought I messed up every single thing we worked on.
You mess things up in a very special way. You are ready for a real sword.
The number of times I've said that to my kids since we've watched the show is like
Must be an
dozens.
extension of yourself. So tomorrow, you will make your own sword.
You have messed things up in a very special way.
That's amazing. That's kind of how you have to start talking to yourself, because some people think you can either be self-critical or love yourself. You can do both. You can be like, I'm a good person, I am actively working to become better in these areas, and I'm still very fallible and very capable of being wrong.
Yeah.
Nobody else could have made this specific mistake. Wow, what a special up I am.
In my opinion, his very special way was in every single time he messed up, he did it being himself.
Exactly.
He wasn't trying to be something else. He wasn't trying to do it the way that everyone else would do it. He was showing up with his individuality. And his master's like, okay, that's what makes a great swordsman, even if the skill isn't there yet.
The creativity is there.
Yeah.
What you were talking about insecurity, is that insecurity is loud and confidence is quiet. And it's such an important lesson that Sokka has learned here, because he's very quiet here when he wants to learn from Master Piandao. When he was talking to Suki, he's not secure in himself, so he has to project that. He's like, oh, I gotta fill the role, I gotta fake it until I make it, right? And then he gets humbled really quickly.
And as we trained, it wasn't your skills that impressed me. No, it certainly wasn't your skill. You showed something beyond that. Creativity, versatility, intelligence. These are the traits that define a great swordsman. And these are the traits that define you. You told me you didn't know if you were worthy. But I believe that you are more worthy than any man I have ever trained.
I just want to highlight everything his master is saying is true. And this is the beauty of this arc, is you don't have to be good at what other people are good at. And also, you don't have to naturally possess the skills and talents that other people possess. What you can bring is, 1, your unique individuality, 2, your teachability, and 3, your willingness to work hard to achieve something. But he's going to show another strength right here, which is telling the truth when it's really hard to do so. which is something that maybe he doesn't value in himself, but frankly, I think it makes him a badass.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Master. You're wrong. I am not worthy. I'm not who you think I am. I'm not from the Fire Nation. I'm from the Southern Water Tribe. I lied so that I could learn swordsmanship from you. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, too.
No. This is my fight. Alone.
Good thing he said that, because they would have rocked him.
I mean, Master Pianda's great and everything,
But I'm sorry, earth, water, and air.
And the Avatar himself.
Yes.
the Avatar, the greatest waterbender of the Water Tribe and the greatest earthbender ever in history.
It actually matters to Sokka in this circumstance to do this by himself.
Yeah.
This is what he needs. For so long, he's been there supporting his friends, but he hasn't faced things alone, done things alone, and this is necessary for his growth. And it's not cocky arrogance, and it's not even a need to prove himself. It's because this is what I need to do.
Yeah. It's not even a need to win, because he doesn't.
Well, I don't think he approaches it thinking, I'm going to win. He's like, he's trained with a guy for 2 days, and he knows that Master Pianda is a better swordsman than him.
Use your surroundings. Make them fight for you.
But he's still treating this like a lesson.
Yeah.
Just that super subtle,
Smoke screen!
the vibration on
Yeah, I
Master's
love that.
blade as he slides under him.
Very resourceful.
The butler's been slacking. Why is that branch there?
For a moment such as this.
Right, square out.
Excellent work, Saka.
What?
Well, he can't see.
I think I'm a little old to be fighting the Avatar.
How did you know?
Oh, I've been around a while. Pick things up. Of course, I knew from the beginning that Saka was Water Tribe. You might want to think of a better Fire Nation cover name. Try Lee. There's a million Lees.
Why would you agree to train someone from the Water Tribe?
The way of the sword doesn't belong to any one nation.
Love this.
Knowledge of the arts belongs to us all.
Love that.
Saka, you must continue your training on your own. If you stay on this path, I know that one day you will become an even greater master than I am.
Well, I love this because it is a real turning point for Sokka into his, like, stepping into his leadership role and his confidence and everything. Yeah. And he carries that with him later when they are fighting the Fire Lord. Sokka very effectively uses his surroundings and makes them fight for him. Yeah. With the airship. Like, that was insane. He took over the airship and he used that to crash it into the others. And he's a fantastic swordsman, a fantastic warrior. And it took him a long time to step into that. But if, when he was down in the dumps, like, oh, I'm just going to suck forever. All right, I guess I give up. He never would have done any of that.
Yeah. He is at once the resourceful leader without superpowers of a superhero group. And he has to overcome insecurity and misogyny to be a true friend and incredibly loyal. He's an unlikely combination of Batman and Ron Weasley.
Huh?
I'm not wrong.
No, that's why I'm laughing. It's totally accurate.
I was trying to work through that. I'm like,
It's also okay to accept influence from other people, right? Like, it's not that he necessarily needs someone to say this, but a lot of us do either need it or benefit from having someone that we really trust and really, really respect tell us that it's okay to be great. Yeah. Right? Or that we can be great. Master Piano tells him, you're going to be better than me if you keep doing this. He, by the end of the episode, really respects Suki. Yeah. And, you know, Suki gives him permission to, like, learn how to be a better warrior.
The whole theme of his journey, he starts out insecure and arrogant. And insecurity is counterfeit humility. Because humility is not self-loathing, and it's not self-hatred, and it's not I suck.
Right.
It is I have a lot to learn, and I know that I can. Arrogance is the counterfeit of confidence. Arrogance comes from I am superior to you, whereas confidence says I know what I'm good at, I know what I want to get good at, and I see what you're good at. I see all of our worth, and it doesn't have to be you, me, or one or the other.
And you don't have to take someone being good at something as a threat.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, that arrogance is the counterfeit of confidence, insecurity is the counterfeit of humility.
Yeah.
People who are insecure and arrogant don't love themselves enough to invest in themselves.
Yeah.
And so they don't get better. And so they're proving to themselves, oh, I can't get better. And then they get caught in a cycle.
Yeah.
And you can get caught in the good cycle of, I know that I can get better at things. I'm going to invest in myself and keep working on that.
Yeah.
And now I'm getting better at things. And now I proved it to myself. And then...
This is like, the older I get, the more I find this is a universal truth. You are either improving, and that's a self-reinforcing cycle of like, I'm getting better. I know I can get better. And you just keep doing it. Or you're spiraling downwards.
Yeah.
There is no such thing as static.
Yeah.
And it's easy to look at people and be like, oh, they're so good at that. Because like you see all this other stuff. And you don't know what they're struggling with.
What's true for Sokka is true for us. We overcome insecurity and arrogance through humble accountability and being teachable. And this is a beautiful arc, and I love it. Love everything about it. Thank you for joining us and for basically writing this episode.
Thank you for inviting me.
He has a writing credit. Look in the description.
And for those of you watching on YouTube, there is a much longer, much beefier, release the Bryson cut.
Filled with me yapping.
Bryson cut, no! We also, if you go to our Patreon, have today, it just came out, an exclusive episode ranking Avatar: The Last Airbender ships.
Ranking the relationships, you can only get it on our Patreon.
So until next time,
You messed up in a very special way.
it wasn't your skills that impressed me. No, it certainly wasn't your skills.
Airship slice!
And watch Avatar.
Yeah, I love it. Watch it. I love it.
Keeping it.
Perfect.
Want to thank our patrons who once again are getting an extended director's cut version of this and an exclusive ranking the Atla relationships. Folks like
DL Short.
That one.
Yep, that's the one.
Kathleen Villando.
Villando?
I'm not gonna.
Not
I'm
good.
sorry.
Yep, something.
Hannah.
Kelly Saucedo.
Adrian Rarang.
Ardian. Is that us or that?
Rarang.
It says Ardian.
Ardian Rarang. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We love you all. Thank you, and thank you for joining us.
Do I get a cut of that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it. You get it.